What's up, guys? Welcome back to the garage. So as you guys can see, pretty much it's the next day from the runs, and it is early in the morning, or mid-afternoon, I guess you can say. Not early, but yeah, we came out here because you guys seen that we took the car, the all-wheel drive EK sedan, out to go do some test passes, do some solo runs, and just get a feel for this car with the new power that it has. And I gotta say, man, driving it for the first time, doing what I was doing on the first passes, this car is an absolute ripper. It puts you in your seat, it sits you down, and you really got to hold on to the steering wheel. There is still a little bit of torque steer, so I got to figure all that out. I had a little bit of issues where I ended up trying to dial in the suspension. I did notice that on the suspension on the driver's side, the dampening was very, very soft, and on the passenger side, it was nearly stiff. So I ended up kind of equaling them both out, getting them to where they were the same. And I ended up doing the first pass on it because I noticed before that when I was driving it around, it was kind of soft and always steering to the left. And I kind of had a feeling that there was something going in between that, or something going wrong. I just didn't feel comfortable. It didn't feel like before. So I ended up fixing that, and car felt amazing when I did the first two passes. There was a little bit of pulling to the left, and I honestly have a feeling that it was because of the axle. I think the axle is really starting to go out. So after I did the two solo passes, there wasn't really much action going on. People were just doing test passes and doing those little things for the turkey run that they were holding. And this was basically you just line up with anybody and just run it, no questions asked. So that's the reason why I took the sedan out there, was because no questions asked. I'm not going to sit there and get handicapped and go through all the BS that a lot of people tend to go through. So I ended up saying, screw it, let's go ahead and go have fun. And we had fun, man. After I ended up loading it back onto the trailer, Mustang ended up pulling up, wanted to get runs in. Nobody really wanted to race it. He then came up to my brother saying if he wanted to run, and my brother didn't have a car, so my brother was like, well, yeah, he goes, we have a sedan that we can run, and we can get a few runs in, man, and see how basically it goes. You know, go have some fun runs or whatever. And the guy was really down for it. So we ended up doing that. I ended up unloading the trailer, the car off the trailer, and getting the run in. I ended up pretty much smoking that 5.0. He claimed that it was a kind of semi-built motor, new motor that was in it, unknown real mods of what was done. He was on a tire, and all-wheel drive really just gets the jump on you. He sat there, he took off, and just couldn't catch up. The next one, it was just a fun run with the homie Jesse. First time I ever raced that guy. All I know about that car was that it was high horsepower. It was around 800, maybe 900 horsepower from what some of the people were saying there, including my brother. I could be mistaken. He could have been mistaken. But that car supposedly makes really good power and is a fully built motor. So I figured, let's go ahead and just test it out and see what it does. And you guys seen, the car did it very well. It was a dope run. I'm not gloating. I'm not doing any of that. It's just getting the experience, getting the seat time that I really wanted in the car. But at the end of that run, I ended up getting a big failure. And again, guys, that failure is the damn axles. So you can see the car is jacked up now. And biggest issue is the axle. So you can see this is clearly just broken off from here, and the other piece is in here still. So with the bearings, so I gotta figure out if I can take this to go get it fixed. This is the one that I had fixed. This is the one that was extended and worked on, so they have to fix that. I noticed that the axle is starting to go out inside also, because there's a bunch of grease here and all over my wheel. So that is the main reason why I put the car on the trailer once we noticed that. But decided to go ahead and send it, and next thing you know, this side ended up giving out. So let's go ahead and pull this axle out right now before I end up taking off. When I get this out, so you guys can see a better visual of what happened. So I got a piece of the axle out. The cup is still inside, and you can see right here where it broke clearly off. So this is the part where it broke before the clip where it locks in onto the ring. So this right here is where it cracked. So this is the axle that I had built or re-extended to fit the car, and this is the other piece. You can clearly see that it broke off the joints right here. So well, that one's pretty stuck on. I gotta see the other one, take it off, but yeah, you can see the piece in here from there. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove the cup. The cup seems to be stuck in. It's usually the hardest part to pull out of the diff. So I need to find my pry bar or my fork so that I can go up and push it out a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that real quick, find that. If not, I gotta go buy that tool. But right now I'm gonna take a break because I need to go get my haircut, take the kids to go get something to eat because it's still vacation for them, and then we'll come back in and pick back up on the rest of the car. Alrighty guys, so we're back here in the garage. I went to go get my haircut, but unfortunately the lady had to cancel. She didn't put me down on the list, and she's not at work today. So I ended up stopping at AutoZone real quick to pick up this ball joint separator. I usually use this to kind of pry in between and pull, and I smack out so that it locks, takes out that ring from locking it in. If you guys have followed this build for a while, you guys know every time we put axles in and I try to pull axles out, it's always a pain in the ass to pull it out. It's always been like that from the very beginning. So I know the diff isn't messed up. Maybe it just needs to be serviced. That's something else I'm currently looking into with Brandon We Have Shit Up. He is the one that knows a lot about these diffs. He takes them apart, he rebuilds them, he makes sure that they're good, checks all the fluid, checks the viscous inside, and makes sure all the disc is 100. So I'm gonna go ahead and talk with him later on, see if he's down to get this fixed or get it serviced, because it does need to be serviced. So let me go ahead and pull this off because I kind of want to show you guys more in depth of the axle of what happened. Everybody's kind of at the very thoughts thinking that it broke the cup, and the cup is actually still intact. It actually just broke the shaft as I showed you guys. So let me go ahead and pull this off so we can get a little bit deeper into the axle. Alrighty guys, so it was a struggle to get this cup out, and I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the reason why. I actually had to take off this side over here to be able to put a screwdriver in, a long one, so that I can smack it in the middle of the cup and that we can push it out. Just because what's really locking it is the damn C-clip. So the C-clip appears that it was just too big, or it's a little bit too big. I guess it's still, I don't know what's going on with it. From what I know is that it's a wagon axle, so they take the different C-clips to lock it into the place. They have to be on in order for it to work, and in all honesty, it's kind of, that's the main issue with the whole pulling out the rest of the cup or the axles at times. And it all relies on this damn C-clip here. This locks in to this part here, and that's what holds it. But you can see that there is no binding or any of that stuff, no twisting, no nothing on this. So it's not the diff fault, it's these clips, and it's always these clips. If you don't use this, the axle will actually slide out and unlock from itself, and it needs to be locked into the diff in order for it to hold. So I wanted to show you guys where it actually broke from, and this is exactly where it broke from. So where this bearing mounts onto the shaft itself, no diddy, you can see here it just clearly just snapped right off and broke it. So I mean, it is what it is. I do have a spare, thank God. If you guys remember, a while back we went to ABC Axles over here in San Bernardino. They're the ones that actually extended it for me on this side. I was planning on using that one for the other side at the time, but found out that the other side on the passenger side is actually a little bit shorter than this one. So a regular short side works on the other side, and it has to be extended, I think 3/4 of an inch on the driver's side on this side. So that's what they did with these. So thank God I still have a spare, so we can continue making the car roll around, drive, and just enjoy it, and still maybe attend some more events. But what I'm gonna go ahead and do real quick is get this side all put back together along with the other side, get the axles in, and we'll take it for a small stroll just to see how it's doing. Alrighty guys, so you guys see both axles are now in, and everything is tightened up. Checked everything, make sure everything was good, put it back into four-wheel drive, make sure it's all locked in. Trying to twist this, it won't go because it is in gear. So if it was in neutral, it would spin the diff, it would unlock it so I can spin it. So I know that's good, we're good on that. What I got to do first before anything, before I put the wheels back on, is get rid of all this shit, because yeah, I don't rock with that. That's all from the grease. That's what I should have known, you know, to stop it instead of sending it again with the Mustang. But we learn from our mistakes, but then again, do we? So let's go ahead and clean that up real quick and then get the wheels back on and take the car for its test drive. Everything seems good. I did slice the shit out of my finger earlier. I don't know if you guys seen that shit. Doing that little pull, if I would have did that yesterday when I did the runs, the car really gets all swirly, and here it's not doing it. So I know it's locked in, I know it's good. We are golden, guys, and I mean golden. Guys, so you can see now we're in the garage, and took the car for a run, took it for a drive, took it for a little test drive, and drove absolutely amazing still. No issues, no weird noises coming from the rear end. Everything looks like it's functioning correctly. It is in all-wheel drive mode still. It's locked, the diff is locked in, so everything looks like it's good. So I'm extremely happy that the axle was the only issue. I would rather deal with axles all day long compared to a diff or even a motor transmission, because they're a little bit more expensive, and that's the main part. Axles only cost about $125 for the pair for me to take them in, go get them rebuilt or get them extended or whatever with that shop in San Bernardino. So I'm going to be hitting them up to see if they can get me new ones, make me new ones, and that way I can have them as backups, because we would like to have backups at least here in the garage instead of having to wait, you know, weeks at ends to get new axles or whatever. Unfortunately, guys, I am not going to be attending IFO in Vegas. The plan was to go to IFO in Vegas. Unfortunately, my father-in-law is going to be having surgery, and I am going to be heading out to Arizona to go help my wife be able to take care of him, because I'm not going to let my wife drive out there to Arizona by herself. So unfortunately, Arizona is taking over compared to IFO. I would love to be at IFO, but I know IFO is going to be in Vegas again in March, if I'm not mistaken. So I'll make plans to go to that. But before we go to Arizona on that Sunday, I will be going to a sleigh ride meet here in Anaheim, I believe it is. I was invited by Speed Options, NWP for Life, Rico, and to be a booth car for him. So it made up for a little bit for not being able to go to IFO, but at least we're still making things in play. I'm extremely grateful for them offering me the opportunity to be a booth car, and it's gonna be fun there. So I'll show you guys some rides out there, show you what it's about. It's a community that gets together and donates a lot of toys for the kids for the holidays. So we'll be going out there to support them. I also honestly wanted to give you guys a huge shout out for showing a bunch of love from when the car made 628 horsepower. You guys seen that video, and I've gotten a lot of comments about it, and it looks like all you guys are stoked about the car being up and running now. I should have probably said that in yesterday's video, and I hope all you guys had a blessed Thanksgiving also, guys. Most definitely with your guys' family. But I had a good Thanksgiving, you know, going out there to the runs, coming back home with the wife, and the wife doing everything she needed, or she did, for us while I was out there being stupid on the streets. But, you know, it was fun doing it, man. It was risky, but fun, and I enjoyed the time that we had out there. But again, guys, huge shout out to all you guys for showing love and mad support, and showing just how much you guys enjoy the build and seeing it up and running finally. Hopefully we can bring some more content and, you know, runs and stuff like that coming to the channel. I do have plans for the motor, as I explained, and hopefully all that can come into play. So pretty much, guys, we're gonna wrap up today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video, putting the axle in, seeing what the issue was, seeing how it broke, and seeing that the car is up and running once again. I do have a lot of faith and a lot of momentum and a lot of just wanting to get things done, and I'm back in action, guys, and hopefully we can continue the momentum and getting just things going and continue making the ball roll with the next part of the builds. So thank you guys for watching. Please comment down below, like, subscribe, share the video, and yeah, we'll catch you guys on the next one. Till next time.